Scientists from International Climate Consortium reported a noticeable drop in global temperatures for the first time in decades. According to the ICC's latest report, with ongoing global carbon reduction efforts, there is a potential we could approach pre-industrial temperature levels within a decade. Isn't it an amazing news? Right? You've just been misinformed. But not by me. You've been misinformed by an AI. And it took ChatGPT 4 seconds to make up this fake news. And let's think about it. Why is it so believable? Why is it so convincing? Well, first of all, bad actors use authority figures. And one of the authority figures is a fake entity here. And even if there is no fake entity, sometimes they refer to real entity, but when you click there, there's nothing, there is a mistake. So, one of the key things that you need to know about bad actors and the misinformation that is being spread is that they refer to a certain degree of the truth. And that makes this a little bit more believable. So, let's look and dive deeper into key strategies that malicious bots, malicious journalists, sometimes you see I blur their names, and some other actors use to make you believe what they want you to believe. And the biggest thing that is at stake is our future as the society on the planet Earth. And to make sure that we counter climate crisis, we need to stop bad actors that deny climate crisis itself. So look at these articles. I think I can even show you. So the following is a lightly added transcript. Yes, the climate is changing. No, it's not an emergency. What these bad actors use, they show you that yes, there is a climate problem. No, you shouldn't act on it. Let's delay the action. So this is one of the most common used techniques to delay the response on climate action, to make you believe that we have time, to buy some time, so that those malicious actors use it against us. But what about real news? So let's look at this point in the history that we actually broke. We have had this threshold 1.5 degrees Celsius, and it happened just this summer, where it was the record number of days breaking 1.5 degrees Celsius. And what impact will it have for the climate in general, and what impact will it have for the planet? As you can see, the picture is not optimistic. This is what will happen to the planet Earth if we don't take collective action, if we act upon misinformation, if we believe the bad actors that spread fake news to delay the action. Wildfires, earthquakes, floods, hurricanes. And unfortunately, even the recent tragic events in Libya and in Morocco, they have been connected to the climate change. And what will happen to the global population? The prediction by the Institute for Economics and Peace says that by 2050, there will be 1.2 billion climate refugees. And that's because our planet won't be inhabitable in certain areas. And now I have a question to you guys. And it's time to ask you, which of these images is AI generated, left or right?
Right. Definitely.
Okay, so left or right?
Let's do a show of hands.
Yes, gentlemen. Left hand, right hand, both hands. I'm very glad that in this audience there are some people that can recognize AI deepfakes. But to the majority of you here, once again, you've been fooled by AI. And this is Midjourney, AI-generated images of both of them are fake. Congrats to those who can understand that. And I think it was just 10% of this room. Makes you think, right? This is another AI-generated image. Take a deep breath. Take a pause and think. Verify before you amplify the misinformation. Verify before you amplify something that is malicious. Make sure that you are the solution. Make sure that the cycle of malicious acts of disinformation ends with you. I think that in the age of information warfare, protective actions, and we must have shields on because disinformation actors are trying to attack us from everywhere. And you'll ask me, what is the biggest protection? What is the best protection to counter misinformation? Another intriguing slide, right? How the syringe is here, right? Well, the answer to this is that we need shots of misinformation to develop resistance, to develop our reaction when we face misinformation. This is something that I researched, and I found that this is one of the most lasting and the most effective interventions to counter misinformation. This is the process of psychological inoculation against misinformation. And I won't bore you with a lot of scientific terms, but to make it clear, what we did right now was the psychological inoculation. Now, as you approach digital images, you'll be much more careful. You will have skeptical thoughts. You will think and you will verify before you amplify. So, when you're exposed to the small doses of virus, and I do believe that misinformation and disinformation is a contagious disease. And this disease, it circulates in our societies. So when we're exposed to the small doses of virus, we're building up our immune system and become more resistant to the pathogen. And one more thing before you act on it. If news make your heart race, blood boil, take a deep breath, verify before you amplify. Another big problem that I see is that we all love being right. But sometimes we need to ask ourselves a question. Are we only listening to the echoes of our own voices? Do we challenge our thoughts and beliefs? Is our YouTube feed something that only amplifies our existing beliefs, or is it something new, a new perspective, a new idea, something that you haven't heard before, and maybe something that might challenge you, something that might be contradictory to what you believed before? And in order to stop disinformation from proliferating in every aspect of our lives, and in order to stop climate ignorance and climate denial, we must act collectively as one united front against those malicious actors. And one more time, I would say, verify before you amplify. Make sure that the cycle of disinformation ends on you.